This question is a Newton's second law question. So you are given two scenarios. The first scenario is when the box moves with a constant velocity. So we will first use this scenario to determine what is the value of the frictional force. Then, in the second scenario, when the box starts moving with a greater horizontal force, we can then figure out what is the acceleration of the box. So the answer to this question is C. And as per our strategy, we will first look at the first scenario, constant velocity with a pushing force of 3 newtons and a frictional force. Constant velocity means that there is no acceleration, and by Newton's second law, this must mean that the resultant force is 0. There is balanced forces. This allows us to get the value of the frictional force very easily. It's the same value, 3 newtons, in the opposite direction. Now, with this newfound frictional force of 3 newtons, we applied it to the second scenario with the larger forward pushing force of 9 newtons, and we will then apply the standard way for Newton's second law calculation. And first, we figure out what is the total sum of all the forces. To do this, we need to let a direction to be positive. So I have let the forward direction to be positive. This means that the forward pushing force takes the value of positive 9 and the frictional force takes the value of negative 3 newtons. And this gives us a resultant force of 6 newtons in the forward direction. And then we just plug in the value of mass for us to find the acceleration value of 5 meters per second squared.